Hey there, all you fabulous flop aficionados. Welcome back to Broadway by Ghostlight and another Broadway Breakdown. I'm Mark Bonanni, and a huge thank you to my subscribers for your constant support. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. With this Broadway Breakdown series, I take a look at some shows that deserve to be remembered in the pantheon of American musical theater, but aren't seen much these days for various reasons. Today we have another Patreon pick, where members of my producer circle over on Patreon can choose a show for me to break down. Last time, the amazing Ryan James D had me break down the musical Annie Warbucks, a pretty decent sequel to Annie. This time, the pick comes from the wonderful Margaret Hall, a dear friend and supporter, and she could not have chosen a show with a more different vibe than Annie Warbucks. Today, we are going to explore the musical The Rink from 1984.
I'm intrigued.
The musical, wholly original, not based on an existing property, tells the intimate story of mother and widower Anna Antonelli, who is finally breaking free of her failing business that has shackled her for most of her life, and what happens when her estranged daughter, a former hippie who ran off with the other disillusioned youth of the era, re-enters her mother's life, looking for something that might not exist anymore. It's a dark, sort of brooding story of a family ripped apart by anger and deceit, and how it might rebuild itself on forgiveness. And all set to music!
Sounds like a barrel of laughs.
The Rink starred two legendary women. The first, my main gal, one of my favorite women of the stage of all time, Chita Rivera. God, I love Chita.
I know you do.
Hey everyone, future editing Mark here. So I'm sure, as most of you are aware by now, sadly Miss Chita Rivera has passed away at the age of 91. I am absolutely heartbroken over this. Miss Rivera was one of my absolute all-time favorite performers. I had the honor and privilege of seeing her live in several shows and meeting her a couple of times just as a fan. And I am still reeling from it. I mean, she obviously lived a long, full, wonderful life. I wrote and recorded this breakdown before Miss Rivera's passing, so I just had to come on here and acknowledge that she has now left us, and hope she's out there dancing with Gwen and having a great time. So anyway, back to the breakdown. The show was written with her in mind as the star from the get-go. Having recently lost her own mother, Chita was eager to delve into another musical to distract herself from the grief. Plus, the show's authors assured her, after 4 previous nominations, this show would finally win her the Tony Award. Would that pay off? Well, we'll have to see.
It is better.
The other role, that of the daughter, was originally intended to be more of a secondary role. That is, until the one and only Liza Minnelli asked for the part. Can you imagine seeing those two women on stage? Ugh, I wish. This was not the first time, however, that the two icons had worked together on Broadway. Liza had famously stepped in for an ailing Gwen Verdon in the original Chicago and played Roxy Hart to Chita's Velma Kelly to great acclaim. Knowing that The Rink was really intended to be Chita's show, Liza first asked Chita if she would mind if she asked to co-star in the musical. Chita, of course, loving Liza, and knowing what having a celebrity at the height of their popularity meant for any hopeful musical's chances at the box office, gave her full blessing. As I mentioned, in The Rink, the pair play mother and daughter Anna and Angel Antonelli, respectively, and their battle over the family home/business, the titular roller rink, located in an unspecified East Coast amusement pier, sort of like Coney Island. The whole show is really those two characters, with a small ensemble of men known as the Wreckers, who would play all of the other bit parts, both male and female, I think 31 characters in total, throughout the show. Several of the men in this little ensemble of wreckers went on to become major names in the theater and in Hollywood, such as Broadway regular Ron Carroll, future director Scott Ellis, Rob Marshall, who would go on to direct and choreograph the film versions of Chicago and Into the Woods, among many others, and Tony Award winner and TV star Jason Alexander.
Wow. God.
A young girl, originally played by Kim Hauser, also appeared in the cast. The show not only had major star wattage on stage, but the creative side as well. The show's score was by the legendary team of John Kander and Fred Ebb. Kander Ebb's many Broadway shows include Cabaret, Chicago, Zorba, Woman of the Year, and 70 Girl 70, a fun flop musical I have done a breakdown of previously. You should go check that out after this if you haven't already.
He was a shameless self-promoter.
Writing the book for the musical was none other than esteemed playwright Terrance McNally. He had previously written the book for the failed musical Here's Where I Belong, a musical version of East of Eden that closed on opening night in 1968, though McNally had his name removed from the credits before opening/closing night. Lots of drama there with that show. That's an interesting topic I could break down in another future installment. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Mr. McNally, of course, would write the books for many more musicals after the Rink, such as Ragtime, The Full Monty, Catch Me If You Can, and Anastasia, as well as Kiss of the Spider-Woman and The Visit with his Rink collaborators Kander and Ebb. But Mr. McNally is perhaps best remembered for his many magnificent plays, which include The Ritz, Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune, Love, Valor, Compassion, and Masterclass.
So he's good.
Arthur Lawrence, the famed librettist, director, and tyrant, was originally slated to direct, but when he left the project to helm La Cage aux Folles, A.J. Antoon helmed the production with the wonderful Graciela Danielle providing the choreography. The Rink opened on Broadway on February 9th, 1984 at the Martin Beck Theater, now named the Al Hirschfeld Theater, where Moulin Rouge is currently playing. With a score by Kander and Ebb, a book by Terrance McNally, and starring Chita Rivera and Liza Minnelli, how could the show possibly fail? Well, sadly for those involved, there would be an answer to that question. But was the problem with the show itself, or the offstage drama with the show's younger star and her much publicized personal life? I will definitely dive into all the offstage drama, plus not only reveal a movie star replacement that joined the show late in the run, but share a bit of the footage of them in the role as well.
Oh, that sounds very exciting.
I'll also be sharing one aspect of the Rink that was even parodied on SNL at the time, which is really fun. But first, let's skate into the life of the Antonellis and break down the full plot of the musical. Now, before we start, I wanted to mention this breakdown will be a little different than my usual ones. Although there is lots of levity in the show, this musical is most certainly a drama. So my usual fun and silly clips and gifs and such, it just wouldn't always be appropriate, especially during some of the songs. So things might not seem as lighthearted as normal. I promise it's not a permanent change to the way I'm doing these breakdowns, but I also certainly don't want to seem like I'm making light of some of the serious situations presented in the musical. There's also going to be some swearing and situations, like I mentioned before, that are not appropriate for everyone, so just make sure this is going to be like a PG-13 breakdown today. And on that note, I do want to give some content and trigger warnings for the content of the musical. The show does feature depictions of PTSD, spousal abuse, sexual assault, and rape. But without further ado, let's all take a trip to the Rink.
I am down. I am totally down. Mark me down.
The show starts in darkness. There is no overture, in the traditional sense at least. The audience hears a loud, metallic pa-pa of a pipe organ, followed by a rushing, lilting acoustic guitar riff. Actually, a very appropriate sort of overture for the show, not just for the music, but for the themes and constant shift of strong and weak, heat and cool, friction and comfort that you'll see in this show. The year is 1978. As a disembodied voice of a bus station announcer informs passengers that the bus for Chicago is boarding, a spotlight picks up on a lone woman in her 30s as she turns around. The script calls her attractive but slightly overweight and looks like 1,000 other women who have not reached their full potential.
That's just rude.
We don't know it yet, but this woman's name is Angel. Yes, played by Miss Minnelli. Behind her, behind a scrim, we slowly start to see a magnificent old roller rink in an unnamed seaside amusement park. As she seemingly reminisces of this place from her past, Angel sings Colored Lights.
Where are my colored lights, beads and bleachers and colored lights, passing smiles round and round, thumping oh papa organ sound, noisy boys long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, pink and yellow and green.
As she sings, we see a young girl about 10 years old in roller skates glide across the stage completely in her element. As she skates around the rink, a handsome man appears, her father. She skates to him and he lifts her high in the air in a beautiful twirl. But just as quickly as he came, the man disappears and the young girl searches the rink for him in vain. Angel keeps singing. When the song ends, the majestic rink fades to black again and suddenly harsh lights come up on the rink once more, but the majesty and romanticism is gone and we see this rink is in shambles. Rusty, dusty, dilapidated, and neglected.
Real fixer-upper.
There's a small snack bar with swivel stools downstage right. Next to that, the entrance door, which is set in a much larger garage door for deliveries and such. In the back is a staircase leading up to a small balcony and the owner's apartment. A group of men in identical overalls enter. They're known as the Wreckers, and they're there to empty out and demolish the rink. The men are Lino, the foreman of the group, Ben, Buddy, Lucky, Tony, and Guy. As the men look around at the task ahead of them, Lino says, "I like a challenge. Anyone can tear down a new building, but these old ones put up a fight." To which Guy responds, "Yeah, but this one looks like it could win."
Ha!
The men are exploring a bit before getting to work, leveling the place, and Guy calls heads up and flips a switch which lowers a dimly lit sign reading Girls Only. Lucky, one of the younger wreckers, asks, "Girls only? What does that mean?" When the sign came down, only girls were allowed to skate together, answers Ben. No kidding. No wonder this place went out of business. Suddenly, from the attached owner's apartment above the rink, Anna Antonelli, played by Chita, enters. "You can stop right there," she says. "This place did not go out of business. I sold it for a lot of money, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing, which is getting the hell out of here, and why you're doing what you're doing, which so far looks like not much." She then produces a six-pack from behind her back and with a smile says, "I just cleaned out the last fridge. I don't suppose I can interest any of you gentlemen in a beer." The men all, of course, enthusiastically go to her, except for Lucky, who's new. He says, "But we just got here." Anna says, "What is he, non-union?" As the men crack open their beers, Lino tells Anna that they're going to begin emptying the place out, and she tells them they can start with the apartment upstairs. Anna cracks open her own beer, screw the diet, she says, and she proposes a toast.
To my dear late husband and all his dear late family. To Antonelli's Roller Rink and Recreation Center, I have only one thing to say.
The men then get to work taking things off stage and bringing in tools as Anna sings Chief Cook and Bottle Washer.
Chief Cook and Bottle Washer, that's what I always did. Then I had the great good luck to have a kid. Oh shit. So now it's warm the bottle. See what she's crying for. Bathing, wiping, rocking, diping, baking, taking, mopping, pop. Exactly like I did before. Then Daddy's home at 7. He peeks in the bassinets and hey, ain't my dinner ready yet? Oh, what have then now we're 3. And your chief cook and bottle washer, big chief cook and bottle washer, chief cook, bottle washer, and baby maker like me.
After the song, the wreckers continue their work and ask Anna if there is anything she doesn't want them to take from the apartment, but she says nope, it all goes except for the suitcases. She tells them she's headed to Rome for a 2-week vacation. The men then head upstairs and into the apartment, leaving Anna alone. The little girl on skates from earlier, clearly a young Angel, is seen once again, and the handsome man, her father, whose name we later learn is Dino, appears, and they repeat their heartbreakingly brief dance as Anna watches. The sound of the nearby roller coaster is heard. The sounds get louder and louder, shaking the entire theater as the coaster seemingly passes right next to the rink. As it roars past, the man and the little girl disappear, and the small door next to the snack bar opens, letting in a blinding light from outside. Anna and the audience can only make out a silhouette as the person begins to enter the rink. "We're closed," says Anna. The door shuts and we see it's Angel. The roller coaster roars by again, making it impossible for the pair to speak, so they stare at each other in shock and uneasiness. There is clearly a lot of baggage there, and not just the 2 suitcases Angel has brought with her. As the sounds begin to fade, Angel says, "Home sweet home, the Red Devil," referring to the coaster. She says hi to her mother, but Anna just coldly asks what she's doing there. Angel tries to break the tension and says, "Nothing, I was in the neighborhood."
It took me 2 buses, 3 cabs, and a train to get into the neighborhood, but what the hell?
"I wanted to see how you were," she continues, but Anna is not having it. "What did you expect, a welcome sign?" The two bicker like they have clearly a million times before. Anna takes a look at Angel's shabby clothes and says, "You know how certain outfits trigger me. Did you have to wear all 10 of them?" After more back and forth bickering, Angel finally says she's there to see if there's any hope for the 2 of them. But Anna says, "Don't worry about her, she works solo and has for a long time." "So have I," retorts Angel. "I thought maybe it was time we try to change that." But Anna changes the subject, writing Angel about her hair.
"What's with your hair?" "What?" "What's different?"
"Nothing."
"Oh, maybe that's it."
The pair bicker more. Anna complains that all she ever heard from her daughter was the occasional postcard, as Angel, apparently a hippie, moved from place to place. "Greetings from Seattle, I've been arrested at a protest march." "Greetings from Colorado, I've been working with the Native Americans." "Greetings from California, I'm living in a commune," and so on and so forth. As Anna is going on, Angel has pulled a candy bar out of one of her bags and begins stress eating it, which Anna also pounces on, making very mean remarks about Angel's weight.
"You want your belt to buckle, not your chair."
"I only eat when I'm nervous," says Angel defensively. "Then you've been nervous for 29 years, says Anna. "Try 30, says Angel. The pair then argue about Angel's age. These two will argue about anything and everything. Angel takes out another snack, which Anna pulls out of her hand. Angel says, "You're not making this easy for me, Ma." "Easy," says Anna. "I'll tell you what's easy. Vanishing off the face of the earth. That's easy. Staying here is what was hard." "I'm here now, aren't I?" says Angel. "You're late," retorts Anna. "Ah, Ma," says Angel. But Anna doesn't let up. "How long has it been this time?" she says. 7 years? "Ah, Ma," says Angel again. "Basta," yells Anna, which means shut up in Italian. "Finito, that's it, we're closed." "Ah, Ma," Angel says again, and the pair sing "Don't Ah Ma Me."
You said you had to find yourself, so find yourself some other place. And don't, mommy, I don't need you around to help me complicate my life, capiche? Don't, mommy, the sign on the apartment doesn't say Salvation Army, does it? Don't, mommy, I've heard it all your life, and I don't need to hear it now.
Oh, Jesus. It's like it was before. I just walk through the door, and right away you start to fight and curse.
That's bullshit.
Ma, I thought there'd be some tears.
Tears?
And after all these years, you might have mellowed some. But Jesus, was I
So you thought I might be calm, maybe jolly you along. But believe me, I'm not calm. And believe me, you were wrong. To the sound of your hello be like music to my ears when I haven't seen your face in, what is it, 7 years? So you walk back in my life. Should I really bless my luck? That's an outfit you could wear on a sanitation truck. Have a daughter, I was told. They're a blessing when you're old. Astugat. Astugat. Enough, that's it. Shut up. I quit. Now I've got a good thing going, and I don't need you to hectic. Did you notice where you entered? You could also make an exit.
After the song, the estranged mother and daughter fight some more, with Angel recalling how the last time they were together, Anna had told her to drop dead, which of course Anna denies, but then ruthlessly hounds Angel about her weight some more. Golly. How this produced that, she says. Brutal. Angel sarcastically responds, "Well, don't take all the credit. I must have gotten something from him," referring to her father. "All you ever got from your father was sand in your shoes," says Anna. And then she says to herself, "All I ever got from your father was sand in my face." We then start to have our first real time-bending flashback. This happens a lot in the show. There's a lot of flashbacks. Don't get confused.
These flashbacks happen often?
Increasingly.
In this flashback, Angel's father Dino appears from behind the bar, hiding something behind his back. Angel is watching the scene in the present, while her mother is in the flashback in the year 1950. Anna is upset with Dino for being gone, 3 days this time, she says. Dino, sort of evading the question really, produces beautiful blue crystal goblets for Anna. She wants to know where he got them, and he sings Blue Crystal.
Where have you been?
I've been to the moon and back, and you know what they got up there? Blue crystal.
That's very poetic, Dino, and it's beautiful. But where'd you buy it? What store? Come on.
Can't just walk in a store and buy something like this. You got to know somebody.
Well, I know who you know. So who do you know?
I met a man on the moon who sits around all day, and he shapes blue crystal.
After the song, some of the wreckers reappear from the apartment. Lino has found the blue crystal goblets and asks if he can buy them from her instead of just chucking them. Anna's going to sell, but Angel won't hear of it. "You just told me those are from him," she says. "I'm allergic to blue," Anna responds. Angel takes the glasses out of Lino's hands and begins placing them back in the box. She asks who those guys are. Remember, Angel doesn't know yet that Anna has sold the rink and it's being demolished. And Anna simply tells her that they're just getting rid of some old junk. "You call this junk?" exclaims Angel, looking at the goblets. "You're crazy." Suddenly, we are in another flashback, this time to 1952. Dino bursts through the apartment door shouting, "You're crazy!" Anna, meanwhile, in the flashback says, "Crazy? I'll show you crazy." Anna yells at her husband, "Who is she?" Dino, who has one of the goblets in his hand, says, "Every time you ask me that, I'm gonna smash one of these." But Anna is in a rage. "I'll kill her, I'll find you both and tear your hearts out. Who is she?" Dino raises the goblet to smash it, but he stops when he notices Angel, who is now both watching the scene from the present and also participating. Anna yells at her to go to her room. Dino then tells Anna to not yell at Angel, and they fight some more until Dino's father enters, trying to defuse the situation. "What's wrong with you two?" he says. He's disgusted that they would fight in front of Angel. Dino has had enough. He tells them that he's going to enlist. This was the time during the Korean War. "It'll be better for everyone," he says. Anna, who has brought out the box to put the goblet Dino has away, says to her father-in-law, "He wants to go to Korea and get himself killed, your wonderful son." Dino's father tells Anna it's time to open up the rink, and from off stage we hear a group of Dino's friends calling to him. "I gotta go," Dino says to Anna. "America's calling." Anna is devastated, but Dino's father says it'll do him some good. "I'll be back," says Dino. "It's only a war." And he leaves. The lights return to normal, and we're back in present day 1978. Angel is taking the box of goblets to the apartment. "Where are you going with those?" asks Anna. "To my room," says Angel. "I'm thinking of staying this time." "For how long?" Anna asks. "I don't know," Angel says. "Maybe for the rest of my life." "What brought this on?" a confused Anna asks. "I know," Angel replies. "This place used to be everything I wanted to run away from." "Don't worry," Anna says. "You did." "But what did you expect?" says Angel. "It was the 60s. Everyone with a mother ran away." "Besides," she says, "I didn't know what we had here. I took all this for granted. And I mean, who wouldn't want to live in an amusement park?" And Angel sings Under the Roller Coaster.
But here I am, again among familiar things, and finding what they mean to me. The evidence is clear. Your life is filled with strings, connected to familiar things. And all of mine the roller coaster, next to the jungle ride, right of the caterpillar, left of the water slide. What happened to the organ?
Anna answers her question. It died 2 years before I closed the snack bar. The light board, the sound system, the plumbing, it's all shot. Go back to where you came from, Angel, Anna says. There's nothing for you here. Angel ignores her and searches for the glitter ball that once hung in the rink. The glitter ball was mine, she says. He gave it to me. The lights change and we are in yet another flashback, this time in 1953. It's late at night and Dino enters in his army uniform, visibly drunk. He loudly starts yelling for Angel and goes to the stairs to wake her, but Anna stops him. She tells him he missed the party, it was this afternoon. A group of Dino's friends he's apparently having his own party with enter, and he introduces one of his old army buddies to Anna, along with the lady of the evening on his arm. We also meet Lenny. Lenny, Dino says, didn't want to go to Korea. He stayed behind to take care of his mommy and make goo-goo eyes at my wife. Ooh. Anna tries to leave to get some coffee to sober Dino up, but Dino grabs her wrists and pulls her back. Dino wants to see Angel, but Anna tells him to let her sleep. It's her goddamn birthday, he says, and I got her a goddamn present. Angel, observing the flashback, now steps into it. Dino makes her say hello to his friends, even though Angel is clearly shy and uneasy about the late night situation. Lenny rescues her and tells her happy birthday. Angel is thrilled to see Uncle Lenny, which does not sit well with the inebriated Dino. Lenny playfully asks Angel how old she is now, and she says that she's 5. Dino steals Angel away from Lenny and demands she tells his friends what she asked for her birthday. She doesn't want to tell the group of basically strangers, but Dino insists. She says she'll only tell him and whispers it in his ear. Dino then immediately announces to the group that she said she wants magic.
Wow, what a jerk.
Angel is hurt, he told everyone, which I would be too, but Dino sings Not Enough Magic.
There's not enough magic, not enough sparkle, not enough wonder, not enough glitter, not enough hocus pocus anymore. There's not enough romance, not enough touching, not enough holding, not enough music, not enough couples waltzing around the floor.
During the song, the group has turned out all the lights and everyone is given a flashlight, and Dino presents Angel with her gift, the large disco ball, or glitter ball as Angel calls it. Father and daughter dance under the sparkling lights as everyone sings. When they're done dancing, Anna tries to dance with Dino, but he brushes her off, saying he's too bombed. Anna, though, takes Dino in her arms and dances with him anyways. Dino's father, who's joined in the evening during the commotion, exits with the glitter ball and brings on a tray of drinks in the 8 blue crystal goblets Dino had given Anna previously. Dino has had enough dancing with Anna and passes her off to one of his buddies. Anna and Dino's friend, Tom, presumably in an attempt to make Dino jealous, have a smoldering pas de deux with the rest of the gang joining in a big dance finale. As the goblets full of champagne are passed out, the group call for the young birthday girl to make a speech. Angel says that she is the best daddy in the whole world and that this is the most beautiful rink in the whole world and they're all going to be like this forever and ever.
Aww.
A moody Dino says, "Nothing's forever, Angel." He suddenly explodes and throws his goblet behind the bar, smashing it to pieces. Anna goes to the bar to pick up the pieces and Dino's father asks, "What's the matter with you?" Dino shouts at him to leave him alone and he spins around and accidentally, says the script, slaps Anna. Lenny starts to go to Anna but stops after looking at Angel. The party wisely breaks up and everyone starts to leave. Lenny gives Angel his gift, a teddy bear, and wishes her happy birthday and heads out with the others. Anna reaches over the bar, hugging Dino. Dino is clearly ashamed at what just happened, and his father tries to reason it out, saying it's the war, it's changed him. Dino's father takes Angel upstairs, and he exits as Angel now leaves the flashback and is back to observe her. Dino drops to the floor in shame and mental anguish. He tells Anna he doesn't know what's wrong with him, and nothing's the same since he got back from the war, and he's scared, clearly suffering from some kind of PTSD. Anna tries to comfort him and sings "We Can Make It."
Some little quarrel, we'll get through it. Love isn't easy. We can do it, you and me. Wait and see. We can make it. Long as I know you're trying. Long as I know you care. Long as we stick together. We'll take on anything, anytime,
At the end of the song, Anna and Dino are embracing, but Dino soon vanishes from her embrace, and we are back in the present. Angel suddenly yells her mother's name and runs to push her out of the way as the giant glitter ball comes crashing down. Luckily, it stops a few inches from the ground, and Anna is fine. One of the wreckers, Buddy, was the one messing with the ropes that caused the almost catastrophe, and he gets an earful from Angel. Anna, however, is more upset about Angel pushing her. Angel asks Buddy what the hell he's doing up there messing with things anyway, and the truth finally comes out. Hey, lady, Lino the foreman says, a demolition order is a demolition order.
Well, that's fine, but I don't see how that affects...
Angel is shocked to hear this and grabs a nearby crowbar to threaten the wreckers. Nobody's tearing this place down, she says. This is my home. I live here. Wrong, says Anna. You used to live here. The rink's coming down. I've sold it. Anna begins to leave up to the apartment, and Angel yells at her, "You come back here, I'm not finished with you." But Anna, right before slamming the apartment door behind her, says, "Angel, kiss my ass." Angel runs up to the apartment after her, leaving the wreckers alone, and they amuse themselves by singing After All These Years.
Gee, it's good to see you after all these years. Gee, you've really lifted my morale. Kept it all together after all these years. What's your secret, old pal?
After the song, Angel comes rushing back down the stairs, brandishing a document with Anna close behind, trying to get it back from her. Angel is livid. "She forged my name on this contract," she says. "My own mother forged her own daughter's name." "What was I supposed to do?" asks Anna, asks some stranger. Angel first threatens her mother with jail time for forgery, and then angrily reminds her mother that her grandpa left the rink to both of them. "You were a minor then," Anna reminds her. "I just grew up," retorts Angel, "and I didn't come back here to have you tell me we are going out of business. Maybe you are, Mrs. Antonelli, but I'm having a grand reopening." And Angel, along with the confused wreckers, sing Angel's Rink and Social Center.
Angel's Rink and Social Center at $7.50 just to enter, and $2 more in case you're renting your skates. And this won't stop me. I won't let it, 'cause we ain't selling. Just forget it. The good things always come to she who waits.
That's her who waits.
Her who waits. Shut up.
Anna ends the wreckers' confusion and tells them to get back to work, and they continue lugging items out of the rink. Angel says that she doesn't care about the stuff, it's the rink that they're not touching. She demands someone give her a dime to use the payphone and informs her mother she's calling a lawyer. Luckily, one of the wreckers throws her a dime, and Anna tells him he's a fink. Cute, but a fink.
So long, Fink. 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 What a fink, you. What a fink.
As Angel is starting to make the call, Anna is getting worried. "You don't even know any lawyers," she says, but Angel indicates the name of the lawyer on the document. "That son of a bitch," Anna says, "wait till you get his bill." But Angel ignores her and begins talking to the law firm's secretary. Anna is spiraling a little bit about forging the signature. She says stuff like, "I'll throw myself on the mercy of the court. A bereaved widow, abandoned by her own child. They'll never convict me." The lawyer isn't in though, and Angel tells the secretary that the lawyer allowed her mother to illegally sign documents, and she is demanding of the sale of the rink be stopped. The wrecker Lino enters from the apartment with a box of dolls and stuffed animals and asks Anna what he should do with those. Without even looking at what he's got, she tells him it all goes. "Those are mine," yells Angel, but Anna tells Lino again, it all goes. I mean, these two ladies are at war with each other. "Don't you even want to know what I got for the rink?" asks Anna. "It was a lot of money." All I care about is the rink, says Angel. All you care about is yourself, retorts Anna. Nobody else in the family ever did, says Angel. Anna throws her hands up in frustration. Waiter, she says sarcastically, could you bring my little girl a cup and a violin? Angel looks at her and says, F you, Ma. Anna raises her hand about to slap her daughter. She says, don't you ever say that word to me again. I'm sorry. You're right, says Angel. F you, lady. Anna slaps Angel across the face, and then Angel slaps Anna right back. After this physical altercation, the two women take a break from arguing, a bit in shock at the escalation that just transpired. They call a temporary truce, and they tend to their aching cheeks. Anna asks her daughter if she's in trouble or pregnant, which Angel says no, but Anna's gonna be in trouble, referring again to the forged signature. Anna tells her daughter that the Playlands had it. She was lucky to sell it at all. Connie's saltwater taffy, Levy's bathhouse, the Sky Wheel, all of the original families on the Playland boardwalk have sold, she says. They've even sold the roller coaster, the Red Devil, and they're tearing it down right after the rink. Angel, more than a little shaken, tries to stick to her guns, saying the rink is not coming down and she doesn't care if they're the only place left on the boardwalk. It's not our boardwalk anymore, says Anna. And the lights change into another flashback, though this one from the not too distant past. Two older ladies, Mrs. Silverman and Mrs. Jackson, sit on a bench on the boardwalk and Anna goes to join them. Crossing her path are two punks blasting a big boombox radio and Anna scolds them to turn it down. Up yours, ladies, says one punk. Anna takes a seat with the two older ladies and the three of them bemoan the state of the boardwalk. Why don't you sell like everyone else, asks Mrs. Silverman. Anna tells them she promised the Antonellis she'd always hold on to the rink. Besides, she says, what if Angel wants to come back? The ladies talk some more about how everything has changed for the worse when the punks, now three of them, run back on and divvy up the contents of a purse they've just stolen. They're mad there was only $6 in the purse, and then one of the punks says they should have cut the woman they stole it from. Anna looks like she might intervene, but the other ladies talk some sense into her. Look what they did to Mr. Lizito, Mrs. Jackson says. Angel, observing the flashback, remarks that Mr. Lizito runs the bumper cars. Ran the bumper cars, Anna corrects her. They killed him. Anna and the old lady sing What Happened to the Old Days.
What happened to the old days? What happened to the old boardwalk? Where we could pull a camp chair out and sit and chew the fat. What happened to the old days? What happened to the neighborhood?
Why is it that you can't go out without a baseball bat?
What's going on?
What's going on?
The punks go to leave, blaring their radio once more, and Anna has had enough and yells at them to turn it down. The punks approach her menacingly, and the two older ladies retreat fearfully. But Anna won't back down. She gives the punks the old va-fan-ghoul gesture, and the punks corner Anna and brutally assault her. The whole action is played out in a stylized but violent dance sequence set to harsh guitar music. I want to mention here that in the published libretto of The Rink, it simply implies that the punks beat Anna severely. However, the cast in interviews as well as accounts from audience members all state that she was very clearly raped during this number. So it's not clear if this was sort of cleaned up for the publication of the scripts, or this was the choreographer creating story through dance, not necessarily in the script. I don't know, but there you go. Angel is shocked and asks her mother why she didn't tell her what happened and that she would have come back to take care of her, though she also accuses Anna of always being the martyr and choosing to suffer in silence. Anna isn't having of it though and brushes past Angel while wiping tears from her face. You're just lucky I didn't give this place away, she says to her daughter, and leaves the apartment to finish packing. Angel goes to the phone and makes another phone call to someone unknown. She says, honey, it's me. This is gonna take a little longer than I thought. After a bit more conversation, she hangs up and sings a brief reprise of Colored Lights as the lights fade. End of Act 1. Intermission! And you know what you do at intermission, right? That's right, wreckers, you subscribe to this channel. While we're taking this little intermission break, now's the best time to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't take much, it's free to do, and it helps this channel out a lot. Actually, speaking of intermissions, the Rink originally did not have an intermission. It was a one-act show, but during previews, an intermission was added here. So there you go.
That's an amusing factoid.
So now that you subscribed and even hit that little like button, I guess we can continue. Oh, yep, there you go. Act 2 is about to start, so let's take our seats. Act 2 opens right where we left off. Anna comes down the stairs asking who Angel was just talking on the phone with, and Angel simply says it was someone she's traveling with. Angel then goes to her bag and takes out a joint and lights up. She offers her mother a drag. Anna, surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, puffs the joint like a pro, impressing her daughter. Mother and daughter start to relax and lay down on the stage, smoking their joint and reminiscing about their past misdeeds. Anna tells how she got caught recently cheating at church bingo, and Angel tells a story about getting caught stealing a box of Easter egg dye from the church. As the Stone duo laugh about how similar they are, they sing "The Apple Doesn't Fall."
For 9 months, I carried you under my arm. For 9 months, seldom, if ever, apart. No wonder I can be annoying. Well, scream and fight. Sometimes I'm no lady. Yeah, you got that right. So the saying is true. Look at you, look at me. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
The nice moment between the two is over almost as fast as it began, though, and they're back to adversaries. Angel says that some mothers would consider themselves lucky to have a daughter to carry on the family tradition, referring to the Rink, but Anna says this is not a tradition, it's a dump. Anna then tells Angel she's going to take a trip to Rome. Angel asks if she's going with someone, and Anna reluctantly admits she's going with Lenny.
Who's Lenny?
And Anna reminds her of good old Uncle Lenny, the friend of her father's who used to own the moon rockets and brought her that teddy bear on her birthday. Angel, of course, remembers good old Uncle Lenny, and Anna says he's been after me since I was young. Suddenly, a young Lenny enters, and Anna is in a flashback, and Lenny sings "Marry Me."
Marry me, come on and marry me. Why not agree to be my blushing bride? I know the neighborhood would give its consent, and there's a cutaway I'm dying to rent.
Anna tells Lenny that she's too young to get married. Besides, she says, she's never gonna marry a boy from the park. What about Dino Antonelli, asks Lenny. He likes you. Anna scoffs at the idea. He's a conceited, stuck-up moron, she says. Just because his family owns the skating rink, they think there's something special. Lenny once more professes his love for Anna, and as Lenny starts to fade away, he says, if you ever change your mind, I'll be right here.
Oh, that's sweet.
Still in a flashback, time moves forward a bit, and other boys seek Anna's attention, but by now, she only has eyes for Dino. Dino enters, and they kiss. Dino's father enters along with Dino's uncle Fausto, and Dino gently pushes Anna to the floor and hides with her so his father and uncle won't see them there making out. The men are talking about the young couple, and Uncle Fausto says, "Love? What kind of love at their age? He's got a heart on and she won't put out." Angel, observing the flashback, says she never liked Uncle Fausto. "You had good taste," says Anna. Yeah. Uncle Fausto is the sleaziest of sleazeballs. Just wait. Anyway, the two older men continue. Fausto says that Dino would be marrying beneath him. Her people are vendors. They sell from carts, he says. "I like this Anna," says Dino's father, "and my son likes this Anna, and that's good enough for me." But Fausto persists, calling Anna and her people trash as the two men exit upstairs, hitting the lights as they leave. Dino sees the darkness as an opportunity to aggressively try to get frisky with Anna, something he seems to do frequently, but Anna tells him no, the sister said it's a sin, not until we're married.
Oh, ding ding, what's out a wedding ring?
The lights change, and for a moment, we're back in the present. Your old lady was a virgin when she got married, Anna tells Angel. If you say so, Angel says skeptically. The lights change again, and we hear church organ music. A wedding procession gathers around Anna and Dino's father and gross uncle appear as well, with Fausto still calling Anna trash and talking about how he doesn't believe she still has her cherry. Charming.
What a pig.
He says she doesn't care about Dino, she only wants the rink. Dino's father, fixing Dino's tie, tells Fausto to shut up. All he cares about is if she's a good worker, which Dino assures him that she is. Would I marry a woman who isn't good at everything, Dino says. The group all pose for wedding photos, and as the camera flashes and Anna poses in the flashback, she speaks to Angel as if in the present. She says, forget woman, forget good, forget everything. Worker was the only word that mattered when you married an Antonelli. The day your father handed me a broom was the day I should have guessed what being married to him was going to be like. She then tells Angel about their honeymoon, a weekend in Atlantic City to see how his cousins ran their rink. That's all you remember about your honeymoon, Angel asks. Oh no, says Anna, blushing. That part was good, but after a while, it wasn't enough. Lights change again, and the flashback moves forward in time to after Dino came back from the war. Dino furiously enters mid-argument with Anna. Lay off me, Anna, he says. See this tongue, says Anna. Rip it out of my mouth. That's the only way you're gonna shut me up. Dino is packing a bag and is clearly about to abandon Anna and Angel. Dino's PTSD is worse, and he says he's going crazy. Anna says, you want to sell the rink? We'll do it. It's gone. But Dino says that the rink is all they got. What about dreams? Asks Anna. They don't come true, replies Dino. Angel, both observer and participant in the flashback, is yelling for her papa, and Anna continuously yells at her to go to her room and stop listening to them argue. Angel yells for her papa again, and Anna says to Dino, what about her? Don't let her hate me, he says. Dino's father enters and tells his son that if he leaves his wife and daughter to follow that thing between his legs, he's even crazier than he thought. Dino's father continues to angrily lecture him about how when he came to this country he had nothing and with only sweat and guts built all this for Dino. And now, Dino's father continues, you have the balls to tell me you don't want this? But Dino says he doesn't know what he wants. Anna is desperate and pleads with Dino to give them another month, but Dino just says, what's the point? Dino's father is disgusted with his son and tells Anna that he gives the rink to her and Angel. Anna says she doesn't want the rink, she just wants Dino. Dino's father goes to leave, but first tells his son that he's dead to him. Dino is packed and ready to leave. Anna begs him to stay. She says she'll die if he leaves, but Dino says he'll die if he stays. Anna reaches for him, but he pulls away and walks out for good. The lights change and time jumps forward again. Angel yells for her papa and Anna goes to comfort her. It's only a dream, she tells her daughter. But then Anna says, honey, you gotta stop this. You know he's dead. Anna cradles her distraught daughter and sings a little reprise of We Can Make It. Still in her mother's arms, Angel tells her mom that Sister Philomena at school told her that Papa is in purgatory. Anna says she's got a lot to say for herself for a nun, and she starts to get ready to go out for the evening. The lights change again, and Anna is now in a confessional at church. She tells the priest how she's having trouble being alone, as a woman, she says, clearly needing some physical intimacy. It's his will, says the priest. Say a penance and ask for his guidance. Anna is not satisfied by that answer. You say a rosary, she says, and tell him I don't like his rules.
Good for her.
As she says this, 3 men appear in a spotlight downstage, calling out for Anna longingly. Anna kneels, still in the confessional, and speaks directly to God in the song Mrs. A.
Listen, you, I don't want to wake up tomorrow bitter, angry, old, not caring if I live through another day or another night. That's a lousy way to feel, and it makes me mad. That's right, I'm mad at you. It turns me against you. That's right, I'm turning against you. That's right, what kind of God are you anyway? you're not really there. You're not really there. I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Later in the song, Angel joins in and sings about how she would lie in bed at night and hear mysterious sounds coming from her mother's room, like men whispering and bed springs creaking. She sings how she hated the men that would come, but she hated her mother most of all. After the song, Anna says, "I was a young woman. What did you expect me to do?" Angel says, "You are my mother. I expected you to love me." "Then you should have been more lovable," Anna says, though she realizes she's gone too far with that statement. Angel's had enough of this conversation and says, "Do what you want, I'm keeping the rink." She then goes outside to get herself some saltwater taffy, she says, clearly needing a break from her mother. Before she heads out, she catches the wrecker foreman Lino's eye and says, "You so much as touch one brick, I'll have you all in court so fast your heads will spin," and she leaves. Lino then asks Anna when her and her daughter are going to settle things, and Anna says they are settled. She just gets a little emotional. Another wrecker, Ben, who has been a fan of the rink the whole time, says, "I don't blame her. It's a shame to see a place like this come down." Anna heads upstairs to the apartment as Ben continues to marvel at the history of the rink. Out of nowhere, a skate suddenly whizzes past the guy's feet, and then another skate, and another. Suddenly, all the wreckers come on wearing skates that they found somewhere, and they all decide to take a break and do some skating as they sing the title song, The Rink.
I made a date with Sue to hear Sinatra sing. Say what? She sneered and told me, "Frank Sinatra, yuck." Yuck. Yuck. It's just a waste of cash to hear Sinatra sing. But tell me, have you got a half a buck? Because I wanna go round the rink. There's nothing to beat the rink, I think. If I'm gonna go around with you, we're gonna go round the rink. We're gonna go see the spot go pink. We're gonna go hear the skate keep clink. If you wanna go round with me, we're gonna go round the rink.
After the song, the men go back to work and the phone begins to ring. Angel comes back on and answers it. As she does, Anna appears on the apartment landing with 2 suitcases. But the call isn't for Angel, it's for Anna. It's good old Lenny. Anna rushes to the phone where she assures Lenny that she has her passport and the tickets in hand and will be waiting out front for him. She ends the call by saying, "I love you too," and hangs up. "Do you love him?" Angel asks. Anna says that she does and seems to get ready to head out. "How do I look?" Anna asks. "Beautiful," says Angel. "Now go. This is all up to the lawyers now. You've never been there for me anyway."
Here we go again.
"What are you talking about?" asks Anna. And Angel says that she was never good enough for her mother. "You never once told me I was pretty," she says. "You were pretty," says Anna. "You were prettier," says Angel. "It wasn't a contest," her mother says. "You made it feel like one though," says Angel. "But don't worry, Ma, you won. You always won." The lights change and we flash back to 1965 with Angel getting ready for her senior prom. She's looking at herself begrudgingly in the mirror, clearly not wanting to go to the dance. She says she hates the dress and she doesn't even have a date. But Anna, who's the parent coordinator for the dance, says she's going if she has to drag her there herself. And we learn that the dance is at the rink, donated by Anna specifically to make sure Angel attends. Anna, who's been fussing with Angel's hair and dress, starts to put on the finishing touches, which is stuffing Angel's bra with tissues. Angel, of course, protests, saying, "Sister Filomeno says that's a sin." "I'll tell you what's a sin," says Anna, "having a party in your own home and not having a good time."
She's not wrong.
And mother and daughter sing Wallflower. Here is the show's Tony Award performance of that song.
Never be a wallflower sitting in a chair up against the wall, waiting for some boy to say,
How about a dance? Never take a chance on it, never even once. Mustn't be a dunce, waiting for the look and hey, how about a twirl? Not my little girl. You got to stay, baby, tall and proud. Get noticed by the crowd. Shake, baby, make a fuss, and you can be a whiz the way your mama was. against the wall. Glued against the wall. Plastered to the wall.
During the song, Anna asks Angel who her favorite boy in the senior class is, and Angel meekly says that it's Bobby Perillo. Bobby Perillo, says Anna, I could go for him myself. You see the ass on that kid? Anna then tells Angel that all she has to do is go right up to him and ask him to dance. That's called the direct approach, Anna says. After the song ends, the prom is in full swing. Bobby is talking to another girl, Debbie, and Anna encourages Angel to go talk to him. Angel gathers up her courage and walks to him with other boys whistling at her, and she confidently asks Bobby to dance, which they do. All of the other kids start to dance as well, including Anna, who dances with one of the young boys.
It sounds to me like she could be a cougar.
During the dance, Bobby foxtrots Angel over to a dark corner of the rink and begins trying to kiss and feel her up. At another end of the rink, Sister Philomena is there chaperoning, and gross Uncle Fausto is there too, scowling and clearly drunk as the pair talk about the modern music playing and Fausto saying how much he hates it. Back with Bobby and Angel, she's trying to get him to quit pawing at her. Come on, says Bobby, your mother told me you liked me. I do like you, and she shouldn't have told you that, Angel says. She asks if he likes her, and he says he does, and quickly goes back to having his hands all over her. Angel isn't sure she believes him as he keeps kissing her, when suddenly gross Uncle Fausto is heard behind them in the shadows, saying to Bobby, you want a real man to show you, little boy? These kids today, they don't even know how to make love. And he lets out a drunk, lecherous laugh. Angel begins to lead Bobby away from the corner, and Fausto turns on a light, and we can see him now. He has his shirt untucked, and as it states in the script, it looks like he's been playing with himself in the shadows. Whoa. Bobby stammers, trying to cover up what was going on with him and Angel, but Fausto says he knows what was going on. But the girl said no, Fausto says. You should have danced her mother in here, he continues. That one delivers like a pro. Angel is naturally horrified and tells Uncle Fausto that if her father was alive, he'd kill him. But drunk Fausto tells Angel that she's the only one in the whole amusement park dumb enough to believe the lies her mother's been feeding her. Your father's alive, he says. Bobby tries to take Angel away, but she won't budge. Tell her, Fausto says to Bobby. They all know, and they're all laughing at you, he says to Angel. Where is he, asks Angel. Fausto says he doesn't know, and Angel slaps him across the face. Good. Fausto then pushes her to the ground, and Bobby runs off. Fausto tells her that her father was a bum with a hard-on for every piece of tail on the boardwalk, and her mother is a tramp. So what does that make me, says Angel. And Fausto replies, someone's dumb, fat, ugly mistake. We fast forward a tiny bit in time, and Angel is furiously packing a suitcase. Anna is there assuring Angel that her father died when she was 6, but Angel isn't buying it anymore. They have a tug of war over the suitcase, and Angel tells her mother that she hates her with every ounce and inch of her. She blames her mother for her father leaving and tells her it's like she murdered him. I wish I had, says Anna. Anna tells her mother she'll never forgive her. He was my father, she cries, now hysterical. He was my life, Anna says sternly. I worshipped him and gave him all the love I had, and there wasn't any left for anybody else. Including me, Angel says. Including me, Anna replies. Anna asks her daughter where she plans on going, and Angel tells her someplace someone like her would never find her. The lights change and we are somewhere unknown, and Angel, suitcase in hand, sings All the Children in a Row.
All the children in a row, confident and brave. We've a war to win, you know. We've a world to save. No one thinks we matter much, no one understands, but we made a difference by the joining of our hands. California's warm as love, I belong, I know, We are. We are.
During the song, we see two scenes from Angel's life once she left home. The first is meeting a fellow hippie named Danny. Danny and Angel fall in love and get married and plan a life together. But one night the couple fight, and though Angel tries to stop him, saying he's too stoned to drive, Danny takes off in the car and crashes and dies. The other scene is Angel tracking down her estranged father. She tries to bond with him, saying she hates her mother probably more than he does. But Dino tells her that he never hated her mother. Angel asks why he left them, and he says he just didn't belong. Angel asks if Dino could just hold her for a bit, but he refuses, saying what'd be the point. He says, I'm sorry, but it's too late for you. He tells her he has a new family now with 2 boys. Angel then tells her father that she's pregnant, but Dino won't listen. I didn't hear that, he says, and then he tells her, look, do me a favor, all right, and don't come back. It ain't fair to either one of us. The lights change and the song ends. Anna, having observed the 2 scenes, is shocked to learn that Angel was pregnant the last time she was home. Why didn't you tell me, she asks. Angel says she came home too, but we don't talk, she says. We yell, we scream, we hurt, we hate. We do everything but talk. Anna asks if it was her late husband Danny's child, which Angel confirms it was. Anna says, I guess you did what most young women do these days, referring to abortions. I can't say that I blame you. Thanks, Angel says, turning away from her mother. Angel goes to comfort her daughter, but Angel tells her that she'll miss her plane. Suddenly, the small door opens again, letting in the blinding light from outside, just as when Angel first appeared. In silhouette, a little girl is standing in the doorway. Anna tells her they're closed, but the little girl says she's there looking for her mother. We quickly learn that this is Angel's daughter, and she did not have an abortion. How did you get here? Angel asks her kid. I took a cab, she says. Where did you get the money for a cab? I didn't. I need $5.
Oh, she's cute.
The little girl then says hello to Anna and asks who she is. Anna says, I think I'm your grandmother. Angel gives her daughter the money for the cab, and the little girl says, this is $6. The extra is for the tip, Angel says. Are you kidding, little girl replies. He called this place a dump. It is, but I didn't appreciate him saying it. You're right, says Angel. Give me my buck back. It's a sweet little scene. Before she goes to pay the rude cabbie, the little girl says to Anna that she'd give her a kiss, but she doesn't know her well enough, and her mother is raising her not to be a hypocrite. Anna laughs and asks the little girl her name. The girl tells her her name is Anna. Older Anna, clearly moved by this, says to her granddaughter, did anyone ever tell you you were gorgeous? My mama, little Anna says, all the time, and heads out to pay the driver.
Okay, I'm gonna cry now.
You were gonna leave without me knowing I had a granddaughter? Anna asked. You were gonna leave, says Angel. I wanted her to grow up here and have all this. Angel turns away from her mother, unable to face her. When are you gonna forgive me? Anna asks. It's not that easy, says Angel. We're talking about my whole life. We're talking about the past, says Anna. Let go of it. All you have to say is, it's okay, Ma, Anna tells her daughter. But Anna still can't do it. Anna apologizes. She apologizes for lying about her father, for the other men, for never telling her she was pretty, and that she never knew how much she loved her. I love you, Angel, Anna says. Tell me you love me. You know I do, says Angel. But Anna says there are some things you gotta hear. All right, I love you, Angel says, turning away from her mother again. Now go to hell. Not until you tell me it's okay, Anna says. After a very long pause, Angel finally faces her mother and her past and breaks down sobbing, telling her mother that it's okay. Both mother and daughter now sob cathartically in each other's arms. The wreckers slowly entering watch in silence. Angel tells her mother that she was right. It was the past she was holding on to, and it was never really about the rink. Almost on cue, the phone rings, and it's presumably the lawyer finally returning Angel's call. Both women stare at the phone, and the wrecker foreman, Lino, asks them what the verdict is. Angel asks her mother, how much did you get for this place? Let's put it this way, Anna says, the kid won't be selling apples. Angel asks her mother where good old Lenny fits onto all this, and Anna says that Lenny always wanted a family, and now I guess he's got one. Angel goes to the still ringing phone, picks it up, and simply tosses the receiver away. She turns to the wreckers and tells them the rink's all theirs, and the women sing the brief finale.
Here's to the rink and all of us together, and all of us together. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
We hear the organ music once more as the entire rink breaks free from its foundations and flies out off stage, leaving mother and daughter alone with nothing but the sea and sky ahead of them. Little Anna runs to her mother, and now 3 generations of Antonelli women hold hands, free to face the world outside the rink and their futures as the lights fade. The end. So, what did you all think of The Rink? Not the cheeriest of musicals, to be sure, and certainly not the razzmatazz spectacle I think audiences were hoping for, with a score by Kander Ebb and featuring Chita, Rivera, and Liza Minnelli. In fact, during the previews, to appease the crowds hoping for some good old-fashioned razzle-dazzle, and presumably tired of seeing these 2 megawatt showwomen donning drab, thrift store-esque outfits, Liza had her good friend, fashion icon Halston, design 2 chic, shiny red outfits for the stars to wear at the curtain call. Though the outfits really didn't have anything to do with the tone of the show, I guess there's something to be said, though, for giving the people what they want.
We want them shiny. Make no mistake.
By all accounts, during the preview period, the show sold out nearly every night, with eager crowds looking to see Liza on stage again, as well as Chita, of course. And the show looked to be a smash. Chita Rivera, in an interview, stated that the audiences went nuts for the show night after night. But when the musical opened, it received less than stellar reviews, to say the least, and the pre-opening enthusiasm quickly died out, with audiences turning cold seemingly overnight. Miss Rivera was universally praised by the major critics, as well as most of the score. The book, though, not so much.
There's a massive set that doesn't serve much purpose, and some flashback dancing that seems underpopulated, and that is the essential problem with The Rink. It is slight.
The show there in The Rink is a hopeless wreck of a Broadway musical.
And The Rink's really big and finally fatal problem is not the music. It is the story The Rink tells, a bleak and barren kitchen sink drama in the middle of a vaudeville show.
As for The Rink itself, well, I was disappointed. This is a laudable attempt at serious musical drama, but it turns sudsy, gets muddled, and finally just doesn't work. And such odd bits, too. With the exception of those 2 women, this is an all-male show. They do multiple roles, that's okay, including playing women. In my neighborhood, that's called drag. Hey, why not have the women wearing suits? That doesn't make any sense either, but at least it's equal employment.
In the all-important New York Times review, Frank Rich really came after Terrance McNally's book. Rich called the show sour, turgid, phony, and mean-spirited. He went on to say Mr. McNally is a smart and witty playwright, but you'd never know it from this synthetic effort. Ouch. Though even more shocking was what this review said about Liza Minnelli, which was hardly anything. After several paragraphs heaping praise on Chita Rivera, bashing McNally's book, giving a mixed to positive review of the score, speaking about the sets, the costumes, and the ensemble of wreckers, at the very tail end of the review, Rich said, Miss Minnelli is convincing in the thankless role of the unkept daughter. And that was pretty much it. Crazy. As I mentioned, audiences who had been on their feet cheering every night, now that the negative reviews were out, suddenly were stoic and unmoved. In response, the show's stars went on a media blitz, doing several high-profile interviews to keep interest in the show up, and released a TV commercial that must have made quite an impact.
I know, but Chita, this is just our temporary commercial of our new musical, The Rink. It's the story of a mother and the story of a daughter and the roller rink they call home. The Rink. When we get a free minute, we'll do the real commercial with sets and singing, costumes and skating, and lots of...
At the Martin Beck Theater, call 944-9300.
Because that commercial was parodied by SNL, with Mary Gross and a pre-Seinfeld Julia Louis-Dreyfus playing the mother and daughter.
Once I carried her in my womb, and we're still as close, except that I'm not in her womb anymore, of course. There have been hard times, like my many divorces. I taught her to hate men. So join us in a celebration of a mother-daughter relationship in the
Now playing at the Minskoff Theater, call Charge It for reservations.
There might have been enough goodwill towards the show, not to mention Liza's draw as a performer, to keep the show running, but after 4 months, Liza's personal demons had grown too great. Being one of the biggest stars on the planet, her every move, including her troubled relationships, were daily tabloid fodder. More seriously was her substance abuse problems, which seemed to heighten with the dismissal of her performance in The Rink, which she'd poured her soul into. She began missing many performances and arriving late to the ones she did attend, sometimes 5 minutes before curtain was to go up, plus was having trouble remembering her lines and seeming unstable on stage. On July 15th, 5 months into the run, Liza made the difficult but brave and correct choice to leave the show before her contract was up to check herself into the Betty Ford Rehabilitation Clinic. Her replacement in the role of Angel was none other than Stockard Channing. Another acclaimed actress, Stockard Channing has starred in several films such as 6 Degrees of Separation, First Wives Club, and The Fortune, but Miss Channing is perhaps best known for playing First Lady Abby Bartlett on the brilliant TV show The West Wing, and for playing Pink Lady Rizzo in the film version of Grease. She was praised by her co-star Chita Rivera for putting a new stamp on the role, and as Chita mentioned, looked a little more like her daughter than Liza did. Here is a bit of Stockard Channing in the role, singing Colored Lights.
leaving home years ago. What was I looking for? I don't know.
Last call, Railways Eastbound Express now boarding platform 3.
Can't recall. Well, anyway, soon I'll have my days and nights of wonderful glimmering, beautiful shimmering.
But with Liza now gone and the stoic audiences persisting, the Rink closed on August 4th, 1984, 6 months after opening, with 204 performances. It was not all bad news, however. Just as was promised to her when Kander Ebb first told her about the musical, Chita Rivera finally won her first Tony Award for The Rink.
The winner is Chita Rivera in The Rink.
So what did you guys think of The Rink? Is it a powerful story of a family and forgiveness, or a coarse kitchen sink soap opera? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons for their support. Huge shout out to my producer patrons and Margaret Hall for choosing The Rink. I know it's been a long gap between videos. Thank you to those who've reached out in support, asking when my videos will return. I'm really hoping to get much more content out to you guys in 2024. So please, if you're a big musical theater nerd like me, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to connect with me on the socials, you can find me on Twitter, or X I guess, and on Instagram at @Ghostlight. Thank you all so much for sticking around till the end. You guys are my favorite. But until next time, this is Broadway by Ghostlight. I'm Mark Badani. Thanks for watching.
And that's good. Isn't it grand? Isn't it great? Isn't it swell? Isn't it fun? Isn't it? But nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But